Hello again. I'm Dr. TonyVercillo, your host, and this is episode 20 of the Ask the Doc Life Lessons You Should Have Been Taught in School podcast. As a reminder, the purpose of this podcast series is to teach you about all the life lessons that you never got taught in school. And I would know, as I was a college professor for 20 years in the California State University system, I enjoyed that time very, very much. But I was frustrated by the fact that the students left oftentimes the university pretty befuddled about life. Okay, the success tip for this week is going to be the 12 most valuable skills that you need to succeed in life, followed by a stock tip. And today it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to give you 5 dividend paying stocks that are some of the highest paying dividend stocks on the stock market today, and I'll give you some insight as to how you would use it, what you would do, what are the watch outs, what are the danger points, etc. And finally, after the stock tip, I'm going to cover the topic of stress management. Stress management is something that is super important. You have to know how to control your stress. It kills more than 125,000 people every year, each and every year, just in the United States alone. So controlling stress is important. All right, here goes. The 12 most valued skills as evidenced by an interview done of 500 CEOs. And these are the ones you never got taught in school. How to properly set goals using the SMART method, which I talked about in episodes 1, 2, and 3. Time management. How to be more effective, not efficient. Effective is doing the right things. Efficient is doing things right. I want you to be effective and utilize my time very well. Communication skills, both written and oral. Personal presence or charisma. When you walk into a party with 50 people in the room, people gravitate towards you, or they just kind of look over and say, oh, there he is, no big deal. You have that sort of personal presence that commands attention. Accepting failure as a learning tool. Financial literacy, which is what this podcast is all about. Emotional intelligence, which I'm going to attack in episode number 21. Negotiating skills, which I did talk about a couple of episodes ago. Self-motivation and taking initiative. Being a starter, somebody who takes the initiative to get things done. Public speaking, of course. And then being self-aware or self-conscious of one's strengths and weaknesses. That's an important skill. And finally, the topic of the day, stress management. What I would suggest you do is rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 in each of these 12 areas, and then develop some sort of training, read some books, attend some training classes online. Anything that you fall short of in terms of a ranking, you would get some additional training on. In the secret episode, I actually talk about this. I actually get you very specific answers and resources for books, classes, seminars, and even some calming techniques that are on the secret episode. So go over to Patreon and check that out when you get a chance. All right. So the next thing is the stock tip of the week. The stock tip of the week is to reveal the top 5 dividend stocks to consider adding to your dividend portfolio. I invest in 2 of these already, but you're going to need to listen to the secret episode on Patreon to find out which 2 I invest in and why. As always, please consult a licensed stockbroker, your CPA, your attorney, and if you're underage, your parents before implementing any of my stock tips. I am not a licensed broker, so get some support from some licensed professional. These are just merely my opinions. All right, these 5 stocks all pay healthy dividend. That being said, big dividends usually mean a lot of risk. So you'll have to watch these stocks very carefully, literally week to week. Watch them, check out the news and any press releases that they might have on these stocks. Keep your ear really close to the market to hear what's going on with these stocks because they're going to be volatile. That's why they're paying such high dividends. So you want to make sure you're managing the risk. Okay, the 5 stocks are stock number 1, AGNC, trading on the NASDAQ just above $9 a share. It's currently paying about a 16% dividend, a little bit more than 15% dividend. 14 hedge fund managers also invest in this stock, totaling about $45 million. So AGNC Investment Corp, which trades on the NASDAQ, is the first stock for you to consider. And again, it's paying almost 16%. Stock number 2, Dynex Capital, trading on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol DX. It trades for about $12 a share, is currently paying a 13.4% dividend. Dynex has been making consistent dividend payouts for the past 15 years. Stock number 3, Arbor Reality Trust, trading on the New York Stock Exchange, a symbol of ABR, around $13 a share, and pays about a 14% dividend. 17 hedge fund managers own this stock, which has been paying out nice dividends for about 10 years. Stock number 4, Blackstone Mortgage Trust, also trading on the New York Stock Exchange under the banner BXMT at about $18 a share, paying out about 13.5% dividend. And finally, stock number 5, Armor Residential REIT, REIT, trading under the symbol ARR on the New York Stock Exchange for about $18.80 a share and paying out about 16% dividend. That's right, 16%. It's super important that you realize that large dividends mean higher risk. If you decide to invest in any of these stocks, watch them like a hawk. I know I do. Okay, now let's get to the topic on hand, stress management. In the secret episode located on Patreon, I provide you with very specific training tools to better manage stress. So give it a listen. To attack the subject of stress, let's delve into the following topics: the definition of stress, the common symptoms or the fallout associated with stress, the top 15 causes of stress, and then the best ways to alleviate stress and completely remove it from your life. So what is stress? The dictionary definition of stress is a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. Basically, what it says is when things are stressing you out, from being overwhelmed, underpaid, deadlines at work, etc., those things cause stress. Okay, what are the symptoms? The common symptoms associated with stress, and keep in mind, more than 125,000 people a year in the United States alone die from stress. Okay, common symptoms include feeling despair, deep despair, anger, worsening of your health condition, worsening of your mental state, low energy level, loss of sleep, and even headaches and skin rashes. It's just a killer, so you got to do something about it. The top 15 causes of stress are death, divorce, injury, job loss, work deadlines, financial pressure, your health, job insecurity, job pressure, marriage issues, moving, relationship problems, experiencing abuse, lack of control, and even poor nutrition. Another big cause, actually, I guess number 16, is change management, which I covered in depth in episode number 19. So how do we better manage stress? What we can do to alleviate stress from our lives is create an overall feeling of calm. And as the saying goes, calmer heads prevail. Here are the 5 best ways to manage stress. 1, take care of your mind and body. Eat right, sleep right, and exercise right. I know it sounds trite, but I'm telling you, in order to manage stress, you got to take care of yourself. You got to be in proper mind and proper body in order to have your stress level reduced. Number 2, establish a routine, as structure removes anxiety. When you have a structure every day and a routine that you follow, I do. Every morning I wake up, what's the one thing I'm going to do to get me closer to my goals is the first thing I say when I wake up. I document my to-dos for the day. I prioritize them A, B, and C. I attack the A's, and I have that routine that's set up every single day that helps keep me calm and keeps me focused on my goals. Number 3, set aside time to do absolutely nothing. I often go into my bedroom alone, grab one of my guitars, and go in there and just play guitars with the door locked for a couple of hours just to take the edge off and to get back to that state of calmness, which is so super important. Okay, so now the next thing I want you to do is use a calming technique. to create a sense of relaxation, maybe meditation, yoga, whatever it takes here. But deep breathing, meditation, yoga, anything that helps to calm you down. Go buy a noise machine. I'll talk about this in the secret episode as to which one. That one that plays raindrops and waterfalls, whatever other noise helps you to sleep, and relax. And then number 5, avoid excessive use of alcohol, drugs, and tobacco. So take care of your mind and body by eating right, sleeping right, and exercising right. Establishing a routine is number 2. Number 3, set aside time in your life to do nothing. Number 4, use a calming technique like deep breathing or meditation every day, 10 minutes, in order to get you calm. And then 5, avoid excessive use of alcohol, drugs, and tobacco. A final way to manage stress is therapy. Yeah, I know a lot of people, particularly men, don't like the idea of therapy. Personally, I think anyone and everyone can benefit from having a professional therapist answer your questions and help you solve and work through issues and problems. So I love going to somebody who has no dog in the hunt, who can be very objective and to help you through whatever problems you might be trying to solve. All right, that's it for now, folks. Please remember to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, going to my Patreon channel, becoming a family member with us. As I mentioned, the secret episode attached to the main session has a lot of additional tips and resources for you to use to control stress. As always, leave me a review, a comment, what you'd like to see differently, what you want more of, what you want less of, what you can't stand, that sort of thing, so I can improve the podcast on a going forward basis. And remember, stress is not what happens to us. It is our response to what happens that matters. And response is something that we can choose. Signing off, this is Dr. V. Have a great week.